Nah, listen, it's some cyber baddies out there on the game. Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
I don't know who you talking to on that game.
I don't play GTA.
I hear about that. Hey y'all, I'm your host Elizabeth, and today you'll see the setup is a bit different. I have two guests with me here instead of, the typical one. But before we get into it, we're gonna take a bite of kimchi, and then I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
All right.
Let's do it.
You going first?
Yeah. No, it's just say your name.
Okay, she's still gonna take a bite of kimchi and then we're introduce herself.
Sorry, just say your name.
I'm gonna back you up.
Yeah, I'm really listening to what you're saying.
Okay, just say your name and then we're gonna take a kimchi.
My name is Matt. Nice to be here.
Good morning. I'm Janelle.
Okay, now. Sorry if I like.
Can you go first?
Okay.
Can you serve us? Like,
all right.
what do you want me to do here?
Let's take a bite of kimchi, y'all.
All right.
I know you've had kimchi.
No, never.
No, okay. I don't know if you'll like it. We were just talking about how spicy foods aren't really.
So this is spicy cabbage?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just a really fun vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take.
What part do I eat?
They're all the same. Okay, you want to take the leafy part? No. That's fine.
Why do you get chopsticks?
Because it fits the aesthetic. There you go. All right, just hurry up and put it in your mouth. Okay. Cheers. Drop one. I know you like it. You don't like it?
It's spicy cabbage for sure.
Yeah. Well, see?
It kind of tastes like some sushi a little bit. I don't know.
Just say you don't like it.
It's really potent.
All right, whatever.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, thanks, Janelle. All right, so today we're just going to be going through, random Reddit post situations, and then we're just going to talk about it. Okay, so first Reddit post says, Reddit, what would you do in this situation? So here's my predicament. My roommate, whom I have lived with for quite a while now, has been dating his current girlfriend for over 2 years. The problem is that he has been cheating on her for at least the past 7 months. Ooh. About once a week, he brings home a different girl. Sometimes his girlfriend will even come over the next day and spend all day with him. Anyway, I've confronted him about it on more than one occasion. Nothing too confrontational. I just try to understand why he does it and how he can't feel horrible about it. He justifies his actions by stating that he doesn't believe it's cheating if they aren't married. I've tried telling him that his girlfriend probably does not define cheating the same way. So basically, it has come to the point where I can't put up with it anymore. Having to see a different girl every week, and then on some occasions, even having to lie for him. He has even stated that he possibly plans to marry this girl and never tell her about all this cheating. If they do become engaged, I will not let them get married before he admits to all the cheating he has done. What are your thoughts? Should he stay out of it or?
That's tough. I feel like it just depends on like the dynamic of him and the girlfriend, maybe the friend's girlfriend or the friend's friend to his girlfriend. Do they know each other? Is there a background there?
Okay.
And asking him to lie is kind of crazy because then that's like super deep,
Right. So you would say like
I wouldn't be.
You agree? You wouldn't be involved?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. So what if the girl's like, hey, like, okay, let's say the roommate that's cheating, his name is Bob, and then the roommate that is saying that the cheating is bad, his name is Jack.
So Bob's the friend.
Bob's the cheating man. Okay. Jack is the roommate.
All right.
The girl's like, hey, Jack, like, I didn't hear from Bob all day yesterday. Like, what was he up to? You gonna say you don't know?
But I don't know. What do you think?
It's a really tricky predicament, especially if you are a person of integrity and of a certain moral compass, because when you live with somebody, it's a different dynamic than when you're just friends or coworkers, because we share the same home, like,
right,
and it's a bit more of a intimate day to day. Like, I see you come in and out, and I really observe how you move.
Yeah.
So, however, I don't know about interjecting myself in someone else's relationship and being like, I'm going to be the whistleblower who tells your significant other everything that you're up to. If anything, if I am said male roommate, I would go to my roommate or friends, because similar to Matt said, I don't know what that dynamic is.
Yeah.
Like, are you like my hometown homie, or are you just a person I found on Facebook Marketplace?
Right. Right.
You know, but either way, like, at least for me, like, my personal integrity would not allow me to just be an accomplice.
Yeah, exactly.
And really, like, the relationship is spiraling and doomed, and it's not really built on fundamentals of trust.
Yeah.
And going into something as serious as marriage, when I'm aware of all the foolery that you're on, because even if I'm not friends or a fan of the girlfriend, it's a foul situation.
Right. So, like, when he says, if they do become engaged, I will not let them get married before he admits to all the cheating he has done. So I don't, like you said, I wouldn't be like the whistleblower in this.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would tell him, like, look, I'm not lying for you anymore.
Yeah.
So if the girl asks me again what you were up to, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he was just on the game with the guys. Like, I'm going to tell him.
Working long hours.
Yeah, right. Like, no, he was laid up with some girl.
Like, as your friend, you want to hold him accountable too. Like, you want him to have a good marriage. So, like, you want to be like, look, bro, like, I'm not going to sit here and keep doing this for you. You need to pick one or one or the other.
But that's a good point.
So, like,
because I feel like I hear stories of guys who would say, yeah, my homeboy, he's been cheating.
Yeah.
And then I would say, do you tell him to stop? And they're like,
I've been there. I've been there.
And you tell him, like, it's wrong? Or are you, like, laughing, like, look, bro, you got to chill?
I told my homeboy straight to his face, like, you're wilding. You should probably chill out. Because, like, this is crazy.
Especially serial cheaters. Yeah. There's no way you can be friends or in close proximity with a serial cheater and have absolutely no idea about the patterns of their behavior.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, listen, this is a revolving door. And also just out of care and concern for his significant other, like, I just think it's just very disingenuous and snake-like just to see her chinning and grinning.
Right.
You know, she's like, he about to put a ring on it. And then he's just supposed to take what he's been doing to the grave.
Yeah, like he said, like, he's not planning to tell her anything about the cheating, and then they're going to get married.
I would never tell just because, like, that's just some...
It's weird.
I feel like, it's like a weird spot, but I would definitely try to hold him accountable if I was Bob or whichever one.
But you're saying you would lie for him if the girl asked you?
It would come to a point where it's like, I'm not lying for you anymore.
Okay.
But, like, so if it comes to the point of, like, bro, can you do this for me? I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that no more because I've been telling you to figure it out.
Okay.
And you're still doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like this scenario speaks to people's conflict resolution styles.
Yeah.
Like, are you
more
avoidant?
Like yeah, right.
Yeah, because in theory, I would like to just, stand on business and be like man to man. However, in reality, I feel like I would almost try to just distance myself from the roommate. Probably look for an alternative place to live. Or keep myself very busy or in that space as little as possible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, homes, they carry energy, and if somebody I know is like, fornicating, lying, and doing a lot of stuff, that's not really a space that I would really want to occupy, but so much so I would probably be trying to
get out,
formulate an exit plan.
Yeah, and
not
like,
only from the person but the space too.
Let's say that they're like besties.
Who's besties?
The two guys.
The two bros.
Bob and Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was Jack, personally, and my best friend is moving through life like that and just being like just lying,
foul,
I don't even know if I would want to be friends with you.
Yeah.
Well, they say a lot of CEOs, they intentionally don't go into business with other individuals who have been known cheaters, because listen, if you cheat and lie to your spouse,
what makes you?
Yeah.
You'll
Exactly.
Like, I'm not signing a contract.
Right. That's how I feel like it would like go into other areas of your life, like friendships and so I'm like,
sometimes like people try to compartmentalize relationships, like, oh, like I treat my girlfriend or my boyfriend like, however I want. But you can't. If you were a bad partner, you're probably not a great friend. You're probably not a great
just
family
an
member.
overall person. Yeah,
probably
exactly.
Not a great co-worker, team member.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So next Reddit post. Is walking around the park a bad first date? So he initially suggested that we get tea for our first date, which I thought sounded lovely because I don't love grabbing drinks on a first date. When finalizing a time and place to meet, he changed his date idea to walking around the park. I can't shake the feeling that this is the most low effort, non-date idea someone can possibly suggest, and I feel so turned off and not excited by it that I wanted to ask others if they feel the same. What are your thoughts?
Me personally, I'm not walking nowhere. Like, I hate walking. My back sucks, so that would not be a good first date in my opinion. But
Let's say your back was in tip-top
I'm
shape.
healthy, still not doing that.
Why?
I feel like it depends on also like a lot of these stories you need like background. Like how long have they been talking before this? Is this their first time?
Yeah,
being
first
together?
time. Let's say that. Is this the first time?
I would do a walk in the park, but like can we have like an end destination maybe? Like can we walk through the park to a coffee shop or through the park to a restaurant? But
Oh, okay. So like it can't just
I can't just
be-
walk and just sit and be like, all right, like this is nice. Like not at this age. When I was younger maybe, but not anymore. I
Okay.
wouldn't do
What about you?
I have thoughts.
Yeah.
So, personally, I'm 28 years old.
Yeah.
And I don't want to make assumptions, but if a gentleman is in a space to date and get to know a quality woman who he's interested in, the effort's got to be there. I mean, a walk is $0. I saw something. It's like
No
and
facts.
also the concept of personal safety. Like
Yeah.
if this
Right.
is somebody like if you linking off the internet or something like that,
It's kind of sketchy.
right? I'm like, I don't know where you walking to.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Especially
saying.
if it's a
Yeah,
park with no
destination
people
at
in
the
it.
end.
Yeah,
It's
right.
Like, is this my side of town? Is this somewhere that I like have the route mapped out?
Right.
Is it getting dark?
Right.
Is
Like
it
I don't know if you
day?
have weapons on you.
No, for real.
No, for real. And that's with any date that you go on, even if like ideally it's nice to meet in a public optic spot. So
Yep.
first it's the concept of personal safety, which is always at the forefront.
Yep.
And then it's also level of effort. Like I'm not one of those people that thinks like, oh, drop $500 like dinner at Nobu, like surf and turf. Like that's a little delusional or extreme.
Yeah.
But if a man is really interested in you, like you got to be a bit more intentional
Yeah.
and understand like us women have a very different lived experience.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if I told my dad like I'm meeting up with a stranger in the park,
City park.
it literally sounds like you remember those like too safe like those videos that you would see as a child, like stay away from alley, like don't take candy
Stranger
from
danger.
strangers,
Stranger
right?
danger.
Like we need to run those concepts back into adulthood.
No, for
I'm
real.
pretty sure some of those videos were actually filmed in parks.
Right. And it's like, I'm not trying to be the next news story.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, no, I agree. Like, I feel like it is very low effort. And like you said, if you are truly interested in the girl, you got to put more thought into it.
Yeah.
Like,
Something.
and it's not even just about like, you have to spend money on the first date. Like,
No.
just be more creative. Like, we can go to a museum.
We can walk through a museum, a place,
Yeah.
a place with cameras,
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah.
Play pickleball.
Right.
God
You know?
almighty.
And I also, don't get me wrong, like I love a walk and talk, but that's something more, like I have to know that, you're my good friend. Or
Right.
you're interested, like, because I don't even know if I'm really want to walk. Like I need an exit. And if we're just
Yeah.
like walking laps
Yeah.
aimlessly in a park,
And there's no
Exactly.
other people there.
right, like how,
So what if it was like, all right, so backtrack, y'all talk for like 3-4 weeks, like texting and stuff.
Okay.
And then he wants to walk through the park, but do a picnic in the park. That's effort, but also is free.
that's
well,
a structure.
ish.
Yeah, like a
I'll be
picnic
cool
is
with that.
like,
Groceries are not cheap.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all be cool with that?
Yeah.
You gotta think
Safety
through
don't
it.
matter then. no safety there. Because like you've known the person for a little while, so you can kind of be like, all right, if he's doing a picnic, he's obviously not gonna do nothing crazy.
and this is the first date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
I
little
can't really envision a picnic being a first date, like a male planned first date.
That is very like intimate, I
Yeah.
feel like too.
And that's giving like girly link up.
Right.
Yeah, it's giving like, influencer vibes.
Yeah. So wait, has a man ever initiated that? Like, has he ever said, "Hey, let's get, let's take a walk"?
Yes. Yes.
And did you do it?
No, I course corrected him from the beginning. First off, I asked, I was like, what about me made you want to suggest
Oh, wow.
a walk? Yeah. And he was just like, oh, I thought it would be nice, a what nice way to get moving and like stay fit. And I was like, okay, that's an okay exit, because I'm a runner and I like a lot of outdoor activities. But again, to like the safety point, I was like, I would prefer to meet, like maybe do a lunch or dinner.
Yeah, right. And so then was he like, okay, let's do that?
Yeah,
instead?
he was. I think it was a good learning moment for him. Because again, like, you're a dude. I don't know you. I don't know what you're about, and I also don't know if we're gonna like click like that.
Right. No, but that's good. You was like, yeah, nah, we're not doing that, because I feel like some girls might go along with it.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think stating what you want in the beginning and setting those expectations is good.
Realistic expectations.
Yes. Okay. So this one is stupid. So it says, had a date last night. It went really, really well. However, she believes the earth is flat. Dating has been terrible for me recently. Okay? Terrible. And I know how hard it can be to find someone you get along well with. Mm-hmm. So where do I go from here? Like, for y'all too, if y'all went on a first date and y'all like hitting it off, like, oh, like, and then you find out that they believe the earth is flat, how do they get a second date? Or you're just like, nah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely what?
You get a second date. Because I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to stay all conspiracies, but the fact that you're...
I know you're not about to sit here and say you think the earth is flat.
No, I don't think the earth's flat. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to tell you my theory on the earth. But through this topic, I feel like the fact that she's open and comfortable and willing to like express something that's like not really hit or miss, or it's really hit or miss, you know, I like that. So it's like more substance to you can say.
Okay.
So now we have like common ground. I can tell you what I think are conspiracies. You know, we can bounce ideas off each other. So I mean,
I get that. Yeah, you're like, you like that she's open about it. She don't care what people think about. Okay,
like,
that
she
makes
probably
sense.
getting like, you know, other ideas too. So
right. Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I like how you thought about that.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a woman of many opinions, and I'm a conversationalist. So I can appreciate when somebody, not always an intelligent thought, but when somebody like shares their honest thoughts on something.
Okay.
And I'm a reader. I love podcasts.
Yeah.
Just like I'm a lover of learning. However, I would like to emphasize the importance of dating within your like intelligence bracket. Right, because I mean, I know like the flat earth, like that is just like a regular example from Reddit.
Yeah.
But it could be like any...
Right.
Insert any scenario or like, you know, wild assumption here.
Yeah.
It would probably depend on the topic of conversation, and I would also ask follow-up questions, because I've tried my best to be less judgmental as I've gotten older, and more so just like when somebody says something that you might not align with, like ask like, well, do you have any references? Like, what has led you to
believe that?
Right. Especially like if we have a bell curve. Majority of society finds themselves in this part of the bell curve.
Yeah, right.
If you are an outlier on any other end of that bell curve, I need you to have an exceptional reason as to why you are where you are placed on the bell curve.
Right. Yeah. No, I definitely agree, but like also for me, and like you said, I've been trying to be less judgmental and not react right away when they say something like that, and like just to ask like the follow-up questions. But then I'm thinking like, okay, let's say y'all just keep hitting it off and y'all are going on multiple dates, and then that comes up at like a family dinner or something, or Thanksgiving or Christmas.
I'm joking about it, honestly.
And then she like, it just genuinely...
Did she drive it home?
Yeah, like, and she gets like very passionate about it, that the earth is flat, or he.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say there are some differences with highly opinionated men and highly opinionated women.
Okay.
Depending on the subject at hand.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes just subconsciously men, they can like, you know, like even the concept of mansplaining. Like I can say something, but then Matt can essentially repeat exactly what I said, and people be like, "Oh yeah, he eating, like he's spitting." Like,
right? That's so true.
So, like if I'm a woman and I just have like these kind of out of pocket thoughts, I'm gonna be like,
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like, hey, bro, like your girl, she kind of weird, man.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is
Whereas
a good
like
point.
Matt, he can be like,
I've said some crazy scenarios, crazy conspiracies.
And people would like say like, "Oh, that sound about
No,
right."
no. Every time I talk, I listen. It's a wide range of conspiracies in my head. But some of them, like the more controversial ones, are like, "Not just stop, bro." And there'd be times I'm talking, they'd be like, "All right, let's wrap this up." That's going again.
But I get what you're saying. Like, if a girl was to say those exact same conspiracy theories, they might look at her as even crazier than you.
Yeah.
Just because of like
like Matt says something like, okay,
Yeah.
you're actually the president of the United States. That's what you're telling me.
It sounds like that. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I get that.
All right. So next one. No, I had 2 posts on video games, but I'm gonna go to this one's just long though.
Dealer's choice.
Okay. What age should you reasonably stop playing video games? Personally, I think as long as you get your adult stuff done, then do you. It came up last night. A few of us were out for a meal, and one of the girls said that if her boyfriend, who was at the table with them, if he still played FIFA, she wouldn't be with him.
Whoa.
I asked what she does to relax, and her response was some garbage reality TV show. And it made me laugh considering how adamant she was that men should not play games. What's your perspective on that?
I'll let you go first.
That's an interesting take. I have my thoughts on gaming and the psychology of it.
Okay.
Because I think it's a little different than something like watching TV. Similar to gambling, like you go into a casino, you could be there for hours on end, especially if you're somebody who has an appetite for gambling. Similar with video games, like typically it's not like a 30-minute window. Like people who really game, like they're almost like go into another reality, or it's an escape mentally. So her giving her boyfriend that ultimatum, that's their business within their relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's people who will literally like sit button seat 6 hours, like play video games until they can barely keep their eyes open, not drink water. Like, and that is such, I've seen it myself, and it's such a lazy pastime. Right? Like I'm not to sound like a motivational speaker, but I'm like, listen, like go get some money, go get in the gym, go serve your community. Like at least that's what I'm more drawn to versus someone who aimlessly games.
Okay. So
unless you're somebody who like that is your business, or like Twitch streamer, but even then,
not for you.
Nah.
Okay, so then I wouldn't even be asking you what age should you reasonably stop playing video games. For you, it's just they shouldn't be playing games at all. In your ideal partner, you wouldn't want them playing video games at all.
Yeah, and it's like video games is something that's a little childlike, at least from my observation, because like I remember back in daycare, like a lot of people would game. Like I even like Mario Kart.
Like Nintendo and
Nintendo and all that stuff. But listen, if you are like childbearing age, like you thinking about marriage, or like holding down a household and like maintaining relationships, video games, it's not really it's like a disconnect from reality. But everyone has their own like time wasters. Like some folks play Candy Crush. Like I
Subway Surfer.
Yeah, TikTok streaming. So I mean, It, just because your vice looks different than mine, that doesn't really give me the pass to say like condemn you for
right.
Especially if it's something that you genuinely enjoy that's not hurting anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Just boundaries and time caps. So
Matt.
So I'm a gamer. I'm an avid gamer. I've been gaming for like 16 years plus, probably. I don't know. But yeah, there is definitely a balance that you can have of like life and game. You put up a good point of like go get some money, go to the gym, be in the community. I think that's a good balance. From my perspective, I make money playing the game. Therefore, like I'm gonna keep playing the game until I no longer can do that. And it has become like adversive in certain relationships I've had. And there's the times where I feel guilty for being on there for like, longer than I should. Significant other just in the back on the phone. I'm like, I should probably get off. All right, one more game, guys. And then like you go back on there.
It's addicting.
It is, but also like gaming for me comes from a place where like when I was younger, I didn't have many friends. So when you put the headset on, you can like not necessarily be whoever you want, but you can be whoever you want.
Right.
You'll find people, that's your way of getting out of your shell, communicating.
It's like your community.
Yeah, and then like it's always gonna be there. So like when you go home, you're like bored, like damn, I have nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
I pick this up. I talk to people in England, Europe, Virginia, West Virginia.
Yeah.
It's like connecting, and I've met a lot of like different connections through the game. So I don't know. It's a little different for me because I've been in it for so long. But
I think I'm like somewhere in between. I think y'all two. So like, I don't mind a guy who plays video games here and there, but like, because for me, I think about it like when I'm done with work, coming home from the gym, the way I decompress is like by reading a book, or I like to watch a Netflix or Hulu show. So for me, it's like, okay, that's probably how they decompress too. But I'm like, you're not going to be on there for hours. Like, so there was another Reddit post where it says the girl had an issue with her, I think it was her husband or her boyfriend, where the minute he will get off work, he'll go straight on the game. Even while they're eating dinner, he's on the game.
see, that's too much.
Up until they sleep. So it's like, that's a lot. Like, I feel like an hour maybe is good.
But similar to like the psychology of gaming and gambling is like time. Like it's hard to time box it.
Yeah.
It's not like you clock in and clock out.
That's why when I just said an hour, you was like, I don't know if that's enough.
Like so, all right. So I'm trying to like break it down like this. So an hour in reality is like, oh my god, it's an hour. In game time, that's maybe a game and a half, 2 games, depending what you're playing.
That's why it's scary.
Yeah.
So like, that it goes to like she was saying, like you can't put a time caps on it. So like if I play for 4 hours, like it might look like, damn Matt, you've been in that chair for 4 hours straight. Like, can you get up and do something?
And for you, it only felt like an hour.
I only played 3 games, and I've been waiting all day to play the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
and listen, if
it's
I'm
just how it
somebody,
goes.
if I'm hustling, like if I'm putting in that time at work,
Yeah.
I'm like, I work a second job, like I'm building a business, like I'm in the gym, I'm in church, and it's like I'm dating somebody who like, if I just the optics and just like you were like button seat.
Yeah, ain't nothing been.
Yeah, especially with you because you're very active. Like
I'm cleaning, and it's just like those habits irk me.
Yeah.
But I think I was also raised like I've never even been allowed to have a TV in my room.
Yeah.
My entire life.
Okay.
Like I was like coached from a very young age. Like you don't sleep in.
Yeah.
You don't watch TV until like you don't turn on the TV until like you confirm that all of your homework is done. And like I grew up doing gymnastics, so like a lot of those like pastimes just were not really even introduced to me throughout my childhood.
Okay.
So maybe that potentially gives me like a bias in adulthood.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Zach, I see you nodding your head over there. Are you a gamer?
I am. So here's sometimes the piece that I think girls potentially can miss sometimes. So when I went to college, a lot of the guys on my team, now they live across the country.
Yep.
So, one lives in Colorado, a couple live in California. So I'm not going to text them like, hey, been thinking about you. How was your day? Right? We're going to get on. What's up, bro?
Yeah.
We're going to do our thing.
Okay.
Now, if you're sitting there 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., like, obviously that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No shower.
yeah, exactly.
Like you said, not drinking any water.
But it's also like, it's a Friday night. You don't want to go out. Do you want me to hop on the game and be in the house? Or do
Exactly.
you want me to go down to the local bar and have a couple beers?
I'm like, did you say something like
I
that?
always say that.
Right?
If I'm playing the game, you know where I'm at because
There
I'm
you go.
on the game. The game don't move.
And I'm not cheating.
Yeah, I'm not.
God.
I mean, that's not. You can say
Nah,
that.
listen, it's some cyber baddies out there
Right.
on the
GTA,
game.
GTA was
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
do that.
I don't know who you
I don't
talking
play
to on that
GTA.
game.
I don't play GTA.
I hear about that. Guys hopping on games with girls.
Yeah, no, there's some role play GTA now where it's like
Role play?
yeah, where it's
Or like
like
the NPCs, like the
yeah, and it's like you know how you play Sims,
Oh yeah.
but it's like GTA, and you can like customize down to you can have relationships, you can be getting girls on there.
Not you
I don't
cheating
play
on
that.
the game.
I play sports games.
Y'all seen that Black Mirror episode?
I don't know what that is.
Black Mirror?
Black Bear? Which?
Black Mirror.
Oh no.
You would like that.
Wait, is that the VR one where they? You know what
It
I'm
was
saying?
the two guys.
Yeah. So there's an ongoing joke in my friend group about that.
Well, it's like these two guys. They're like hooked on the video gaming and stuff or whatever. And I think
Okay.
the guy thought that the person on the other end was a girl.
Nah. So it's like it's basically like if me and Chung are playing the game,
Okay.
but Chung's a guy. Chung's my guy friend. I put this on in the game. I'm a guy character.
Oh, but I'm a girl character, but I'm a guy in real life.
But I know her whole high school, right? So it's a fighting game. They fighting or whatever.
Okay.
And then they end up like tussling on the ground, and it's like the little movie scene. They lock eyes, and then they're like, it's still VR, so I'm still acting everything out with my guy friend who's a girl character.
But it gets freaky.
Yeah, and then they start hooking up and everything, and then in real life they try to see if it's the same. It's only
Even like female like game characters, like
Yeah.
they're like they be like snatched.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like they were listen, they be like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
seen like Wonder Woman?
Miss
and-
Incredible.
Yes, like they be thick.
Crazy.
So I'm like, listen, I'm sorry if I'm dating somebody who got a crush
We
on
not watching no Disney
a
Plus.
video game character.
Yeah.
That's another conversation.
Okay, so speaking of women being snatched in their bodies.
God.
Okay, here's our last one. Oh no. What the heck? They deleted the post.
Just now.
I guess so. I saw it last night. Anyways, I memorized it. So basically, the subject line is, my boyfriend watches provocative women on TikTok and Instagram. What do I do? So basically, she was saying that she recently started dating this guy, like they're official, and then she went through his following list on TikTok and Instagram, and she noticed that he's following a lot of like women who are half naked or like porn stars and just women showing their bodies. And so her take is that, like, why are you following these women? Like, I don't feel comfortable with that. What are y'all's thoughts? I'll go first. I'm not gonna lie, and I think a lot of girls do this because I've heard them saying they do this, is that when they're talking with the guy or when they're about to get involved with them, they go through the following list just to see what type of women.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you
Yes.
didn't know that?
No.
Well, I'm telling y'all now.
That's a routine.
Yeah.
In modern times, yeah.
Yeah, just to see what type of people y'all are following. And if I see that the guy is following like nothing but like half naked Instagram models, I'm like, what are you doing?
That don't follow you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, exactly. Like y'all aren't cool.
So
like
yeah.
this is through Instagram, I assume.
Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, so TikTok is like more relevant because it's like, I guess, more new age, I could say. But for me, I've had my Instagram since I was about 16 years old. And guy habits, we're not going through 3,000 followers, be like, unfollow that, unfollow that, unfollow
Purging,
that, unfollow
yeah.
that. Yeah, you know, so like,
No.
you could see, so I'm following like a Instagram somebody that I followed when I was like 19 years old. I'm 27 now. I don't even know who that person is. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like to do that is like, it's like a toxic bar of like searching through files of like 10, 15 years. Because that's what you
Yeah.
do most of the time.
But then there's also like the most recently followed people
Oh,
too.
see, I don't even get that deep into it. I didn't
Well,
even know you could do
yeah,
that.
because sometimes the recently followed can tell on you. Because listen,
Oh.
you have a weekend outside. I'm like, oh, you
God. Oh,
like, you out of town in LA? Yeah,
Instagram shows you recently followed?
yeah,
oh.
Well, I didn't know that.
yeah. Because like if I just met you,
Yeah.
and just followed you, like he could see it. If he looked,
Okay,
if
so
he,
yeah.
if I'm latest to most.
So okay, let's say we use that, right? And so then
Recently followed?
Yeah, the
Okay.
girl sees that the guy has recently followed. It's like women who are just their sole purpose on Instagram is like thirst trapping.
promote their body.
Yeah. That's like a turn off for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's one thing if you're following women who, let's say, you're interested in what they stand for, their business or their content, and they're like clothed. It's like that's cool, but it's like if they're titties and showing a like, what is your reason for following them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone has a different like digital presence or things that they're interested in. Like,
Yeah.
personally, like I would prefer to date a guy who's more into like faith, fitness,
Yeah.
like finance. Like if you're
Right.
following miscellaneous accounts, like I want you to be consuming workout tips. But I do understand like the male gaze is a bit different. But at the same time, it's getting back to like digital reality and then actual reality.
Yeah.
Like these women, like even I don't even really follow a lot of celebrities because it's a parasocial relationship. Like they don't know me,
Yeah.
I don't know them,
Right.
Unless I'm like really backing their platform or what they stand for. Like there's no, I don't need to be following.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the intent? So
Yeah.
for me, I follow celebrities when I like their music and I want to stay up to date on tour dates.
Right.
Or like new album releases. So that's just but then I was like looking at the comments and it seems like women and men just don't agree on this? Because a lot of men were saying, like, stop being insecure.
I mean, it's not like an insecure thing, I feel like. I just feel like I said, like, a lot of times you follow them pages for a long time. Recently followed, it's a little different. Like, I'm not following these pages now at this age. Cause like,
Okay, so you're not doing that.
yeah, because like when I get off work, I don't want to open my Instagram and see, tits and all this stuff on the screen. I want to see like, all right, what I missed from the game yesterday, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Sports highlights.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
Things
Right.
Like, it'd be like beneficial because like you can see that anywhere. And like you can't have task time all day and then come back and like the first thing you see is something like that.
Yeah.
So, like I don't really get into that no more. But when I was younger, I mean, young guys are gonna follow those pages.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I just feel like social media really affects your like subconscious thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're a man and you're constantly seeing that type of content,
Yeah.
In your algorithm,
yeah, you might not realize it, but I feel like you will go out into the real world expecting that and wanting that. And that's all you're looking at is like appearance.
Like
at the end of
the day, I hate to break this to the guys out there, but Bernice Burgos, Drea,
Ruby
Rose, ain't none of them following y'all back.
No,
Ain't none of them following y'all back
it's not happening.
unless you like a quarterback, somebody's
Yeah,
quarterback,
money. Yeah.
somebody's
Have money.
yeah,
Right.
got a PJ, like
Yeah.
yeah, like regular, average income,
And they be hurt too.
right?
I'm a DM her. She can pull up. I know she is. I swear. I got
No,
her.
they don't.
they be
They're
saying
not
that?
ever.
People in my college would DMT at Trump, Bluefield, please come send. And I'm like, dog, she'll never hit you back.
Right.
Ever. Like, bro, there's probably 16,000 DMs in there. Like,
And they just thought, oh, since I'm on a football team, she gonna come.
I'm not gonna say any teams, but a lot of people was doing it.
Just shoot their shot.
Yeah,
But
be
a lot of people, like women with those followings, like they're not. It's their platform, like it's their
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Like, they're not really there to like.
They probably got their own relationships on the side.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like all those DMs, like they probably get sent to a junk folder.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Or they might not even really operate their own social media. At that
Right.
point. Like, yeah. So it's just.
Okay. Well, I don't think we have time for. Do we have time for one more, Zach? Yeah. Okay.
What you gonna do? What are the options?
All right. We got to either talk about homeless people or hitting girls.
Hitting girls?
Yeah, like men hitting girls or boys hitting girls.
Oh, domestic violence.
No, not that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that one. Y'all seem interested in that one. Okay, so basically, this mother is saying she's not telling her kids to never hit girls. She gets a call from school saying, my son punched a girl in his class. I was mad and ready to ground him when he got home, when it occurred to me that I should ask why he hit her. The principal told me that the little girl pushed him and took his lunch money and continued to take her folder and smack him with it when he got fed up and punched her in the shoulder. Now, if they knew that the little girl had done all this and was continuing to do it, they should have intervened. They didn't, so my son defended himself. When I told the principal that it seemed justified, she told me that I shouldn't make it seem okay to hit little girls. I let her know that my children know that it's not okay to hit anybody, but that it's also not okay to stand there and just be hit either. It's totally okay to defend yourself against anybody and everybody that is attacking you. So are y'all on the same page as the mother? Like if you guys end up having sons and let's say the little girl was attacking them, are you going to be like, punch her? Do what you need to do to get her to stop.
So
No.
No? So are you doing it in like just the kid, like a kid aspect or like adult life too?
Let's do adult. Let's do both.
Okay.
Well, I grew up with a brother who's 2 years younger than me, and my dad was in my life, and just even the perception, like it doesn't matter if a little girl is bullying you, but like all somebody has to see is like a boy like putting his hands on a little girl, and it's not good. And especially even like going another layer, like the racial background, like particularly like as a black boy or black man, you have to, because I've even worked with kids and coached and stuff, and what I cannot harp on more is just like use your words. And this is not defending little girls who also may have like anger problems or like poor conflict management styles.
Yeah.
But you never want to be in a situation as a boy or man where you are being seen as an aggressor. Like even like raising your voice at women.
Yeah.
Or girls, like the optics are terrible, and it just even like with sentencing and like punishments and suspensions, like you're going to be like penalized to the highest degree, and you just again it's just not okay.
Right. So so you're saying if the consequences weren't there, would you still be on that same standpoint?
Well, I'm speaking from like realistically in society.
Yeah.
Like even like my brother learned from a very young age. Like I have a sister, I can't hit girls.
Right.
It doesn't matter how annoying someone is.
Yeah.
Like that's just not an option. Like literally like turn, the concept turn the other cheek. Like if you're a boy, especially going into manhood, like you got a lot to lose. Don't you listen?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot like so from a young age. Just for example, my sister. So I have my older sister and 2 younger twin sisters. My older sister would always get bullied by my cousin, who's like obviously a guy. And every I'm talking like maybe like 2 years straight, he would just like mess with her, pick at her. One day she turned around and just popped him in the mouth, and that was the last time. Yeah, she like turned around and just like hit him.
Okay.
He was like, all right, I'm not gonna mess with her no more.
Yeah.
So like I think in that realm of like, his name was Chance. He had to learn a lesson, and my sister stood up. Like it's not a guy hitting a girl to go hit a guy. No,
right.
It's different. But in the same realm, like Chance could have been like, oh, I'm about to hurt her more.
Yeah.
And he was like, he learned. So I think in like a young, like that area, like the kid was getting bullied over and over again.
Yeah.
I bet that he stopped getting bullied after that from that girl. Once that he turned and like stood up for himself, she probably like learned
So you think he was in the right to hit her?
I mean, I think there's like, it's like a small line of like right and wrong, but also it's like human beings, opposite of, boy, girl, or whatever it is. Everyone has a breaking point. So like if somebody keeps hitting me in the back of the head over and over and over again, I'm gonna turn around and be like, yo, like you need to stop doing that because like this is still my body, my person. Like I have to protect me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I think young age it's a little more lenient, but as you get older, like if I hit a girl now, it'd probably be like detrimental, like you said. Like it wouldn't be any
like
type.
How tall are you?
6'3". Yeah.
6'3". How much do you weigh?
Yeah, like 235.
Right. Like what? What is the average size? Like
yeah. But also in like high school now, like girls are like developing quick. So like, and so say it's like a small like little guy, and he getting beat up by a big girl, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you gonna start and get like bullied every single day? You gonna gonna stand for yourself?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where it is. And then adult life, like, I feel like guys have to like walk on a line of like either put up with this and like get bullied or like let her hit me, let her talk to me this way, or go to jail. So like these are like the options that you have
men
to deal
can be
with.
victims too.
Yeah.
We need to bring back the concept of decorum, right? Even if you are a woman or a girl, nobody should push anybody to their limit.
Right.
No.
Right?
You don't know.
Use your words.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Yeah.
If you're having a very terrible day, fix that. Don't go troll another innocent person.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, it's a tricky subject.
I feel like it's also like it could be like so like a guy could be raised to not hit women. You know, if somebody if a girl's like aggressing towards you, turn the cheek, walk away, de-escalate. He was bred that 1 time, 10 times, 15 times, 25 times. The girl's still going at the guy. Eventually he snaps. Now he's known as a hitter. He's known as an abuser. But in reality, it was just so much he could take. And
that reputation, it follows you, unfortunately. Especially like you get suspended for a week in elementary school, and it's like, Matt, like he punched like this really sweet little girl, and it just like it goes from like 3rd grade to 4th grade, and then it can almost make you an outcast. So we it's really on the due diligence of parents, community members to just be like, listen. Decorum.
So I mean, I'm just gonna like end it with this. This is my take on it. Like, I just feel like if a girl is in that situation, the girl was like hitting him with her folder and like taking his lunch money, and like if a girl is like attacking you, so like let's say it's me and you, right, and I'm like hitting you and punching you, right, like you should do what you need to do to get me to stop, but that doesn't mean you need to punch me because you're bigger than me. So like you could easily like like
hold, like stop.
Yeah, without hurting me.
Yeah.
So I just feel like do what you got to do to stop whatever is going on, but like I feel like you don't need to hit me in my face.
Yeah, you just don't want to. I feel like it's together to figure out like how to stop this, but also not enable you to keep doing it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's a weird spot.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for being here. I feel like that was like a really good conversation for all the topics.
Yeah, I think so.